Okay, so next we have to study moment of inertia of a composite lamina about its centroidal axis. Up to this time we have studied the moment of inertia of this lamina about two reference axes, which are one is along at this base, and another along this vertical side. Okay, stop. We have to find out moment of inertia of this composite lamina about its centroidal axis. So we have to find out the position of that centroidal axis initially. So for that purpose, I am redrawing this figure. Okay, I am redrawing this one. So this is 10. I am making this as two components. This is component number 1. This is component number 2. Okay. So this is 10 and here it is 2 and here it is 8 and here it is 2. That centroidal axis, here also we have to fix two axes initially. One is along this direction. It will be x1 and the other be along this direction, that is y1. Okay, as we studied initially, from this reference axis to its centroidal axis of, that is the centroidal axis of the first component, the distance is 1. And you see, for this component here, from this will be the horizontal centroidal axis. Therefore, this will be 4 and this will be 4. Therefore, from this axis, the distance from this axis to this one, that will be 4 plus this will be 2. 2 is equal to 6. Okay. So in order to find out that centroidal axis, you consider the first component. First component number 1, b is equal to 10, d is equal to 2. Therefore, area is equal to 10 into 2, which is equal to 20. Okay. And also the y is the distance from this reference axis to the centroidal axis of the first component, that is 1. Similarly, you take the second component. In the case of second component number 2, and b is 2 and d is 8. Therefore, area is 2 into 8, which is equal to 16. Then you have to find out the y value. Y value is the distance between the horizontal centroidal axis of second component from the reference axis x1. Okay. So it is 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. Therefore, here it is 6. So we have to find out the position of the centroidal axis. So for that purpose, we have to find out the centroid. Okay. So in order to find out that centroid, here it is a into y. Therefore, it is 20 into 1, which is equal to 20. And what about here? It is equal to 16 into 6, which is equal to 96. Next, you have to find out sigma A. Sigma A means that is 20 plus 16, which is equal to 36. Here you have to find out sigma AY, which is equal to, what is that one? 20 plus 96, which is equal to 116. Then you know that the centroid, that is y bar is equal to sigma AY divided by sigma A, which is equal to, what is sigma AY? It is 116. 116 divided by sigma A, what is that? 36, which is equal to 3.22 centimeter. That is, y bar is equal to 3.22 centimeter. So from this x1, we have to draw another line. And that line may be at a distance 3.22 centimeter from the initial reference axis x1. So okay, that is, this is the new horizontal centroidal axis of the whole component. Okay, similarly you have to find out the vertical centroidal axis. Okay, so I have redrawn that picture and we found that y bar is equal to 3.22. Y bar means that is from this reference axis, the distance of the horizontal centroidal axis of the whole component is at a distance 3.22 from the reference axis. We considered x1. So this may be, so this will be at a distance 3.22 from the reference axis x1. So this is the new horizontal centroidal axis for the whole component. Okay, I am representing this as gxx. So with respect to this new reference axis, you have to find out the moment of inertia of this whole component. Taking the first component, I am taking the first component. Okay, what is the parallel axis theorem saying? Parallel axis theorem says that if you are taking this as the new reference axis, that is Igxx is equal to the moment of inertia of the individual component about the horizontal centroidal axis, that is BD cube by 12 plus AH square. So with respect to this new reference axis, you have to find out the distance between that axis as well as the horizontal centroidal axis of the first component. So you have to find out this distance. Which will be the h. Okay, this h will be is equal to this distance. You know, it is 3.22. So 3.22 minus. Okay, so from here 3.22. So 3.22 minus. If you are subtracting this distance, that is, you are subtracting this distance, you will get this distance. Okay, so that is 3.22 minus 1. 3.22 minus 1. I am putting this as h1. So as per the parallel axis theorem, moment of inertia of the first component about this horizontal centroidal axis of the whole component is equal to moment of inertia of this first component about its horizontal centroidal axis, that is BDQ by 12, plus area of this first component A into h square. What is that h? The distance between that new axis as well as the horizontal centroidal axis of the first component. Okay, 10 into 2 divided by 12 plus, what is that A? A is equal to 10 into 2. That is 20. 20 into, what is that h? That is 3.22 minus 1. Okay, which is 2.22. 22 square. And which is equal to, so which is equal to, that is 6.66 plus 98.86, which is equal to 105.228 centimeter raised to 4. That is the moment of inertia of this component, that is the first component, moment of inertia of this first component about the horizontal centroidal axis of the whole component. Okay, similarly you have to find out moment of inertia of the second component about this horizontal centroidal axis. So if you are considering the second component, there also we have the same relation, BDQ by 12 plus AH2 square here. So we have to consider the moment of inertia of the second component. Okay, to find out the moment of inertia of the second component about this reference axis as per the parallel axis theorem, moment of inertia of the second component about its centroidal axis plus area of this component into h square. What is that h? H is the distance between the reference axis we are considering as well as the horizontal centroidal axis of that component. That is it indicates that this is that distance. That is from this reference axis, that is from this horizontal centroidal axis, the distance from this horizontal centroidal axis to the horizontal centroidal axis of that component, that is equal to that also h. So as I am considering this as the second component, I am taking this as S2. S2 is equal to, you see, that is we have to find out this distance. Okay, we know that from this reference axis the distance is 3.22, and from this reference axis to the horizontal this axis the distance is 6. Okay, so you can subtract that 6 minus this 3.22, that is 6 minus 3.22. You will get the value of S2, which is equal to 2.78 centimeter, which is equal to 2.78 centimeter. For the first component, the value we found at that 2.22 centimeter. Okay. So for the first component, H1 is equal to y minus y bar, that is 3.22 minus 1. So for the first component, that is the first component, which is H1 is equal to 3.22 minus 1, which indicates that y bar difference y. Okay, so this value I am taking as y1, and for this one, this also y bar difference y, and here it is y2. Okay, and you see here it is y bar, here it is y bar minus y1. So that value is equal to 2.22. So, and for the second one, which is 6 minus 3.22, which means that y2 difference y bar, and that value is equal to 2.78 centimeter. Here it is 2.22 centimeter. Okay. So in the case of first component, already we studied BD cube by 12 plus AH square, and BD cube by 12 portion it is 6.66. Therefore I am writing here 6.66. Okay. And regarding AH square, which is 20 into 2.22 square, which is equal to 98.86. 98.86. Okay. And here you will get the value, this one, that is 6.66 plus 98.86, which is equal to 105.228. So I am rewriting this once again, 6.228 centimeter raised to 4. Okay. So for the second component, IGXS2, what is that second component? This is the second component. Okay. So for the second component, BD cube by 12 plus AH2 square. What is that? So for the second component, B is equal to 2, D is equal to 8, and so 2 into 8 cube divided by 12 plus AH2 square. A is 2 into 8 into, what is that? S2. S2 is this, that is the distance between the horizontal centroidal axis of the whole component and the horizontal centroidal axis of the second component. Okay, that is S2, and y minus y bar, which is equal to 2.78. That is why it is 2.78 the whole square. So on giving the value finally and adding, you will get 2063.794 centimeter raised to 4. And according to this value, we can fill these values here. What is BD cube by 12? BD cube, that is 85.33 plus 1978.464, and you will get the value 2063 63.794 centimeter raised to 4. Okay, and finally you have to add these two values in order to find out the moment of inertia of the whole component about the horizontal centroidal axis. Horizontal centroidal axis. This is not IGYY. This is IGXX. This is IGXX. Okay, IGXX. Note that IGXX1, which is equal to, what is that value? 105.228. 105.228 centimeter raised to 4. And therefore, the moment of inertia of this whole component about the horizontal centroidal axis of the whole component is equal to that is sigma IGXX, which is equal to IGXX1 plus IGXX2, and which is equal to 105.228 plus 263.794, and which is equal to 2169.022 centimeter raised to 4. Okay. So next we have to find out the moment of inertia of the whole area about the vertical axis. So we have to find out the vertical axis of the whole area. So in order to find out that one, we have to find out the centroid of this area. Okay. So we have already found out the centroid of this whole area with respect to this reference axis. X1 is at a distance 3.22 centimeter from this reference axis. Similarly, this is horizontal centroidal axis. Similarly, the vertical centroidal axis may be at a distance some value from this vertical reference axis. So we have to find, in order to find out that one, we have to find out the x bar. Okay, for that purpose, see, I am considering the first component. This is 10 and this is 2, and for the second component, this value is 8. Okay, and considering the second component, this value is 4, that is through which the horizontal centroidal axis of that component is passing, and this also 4. Okay, and we are considering this reference axis. From this reference axis, the distance of the vertical centroidal axis of the first component, the distance between the vertical centroidal axis of first component as well as this reference axis is 5. Okay, so x1 is equal to 5. And similarly, for the second component, this value is x2 is equal to 1. That is distance between the reference axis as well as the vertical centroidal axis of the second component. That is x2 is equal to 1. Okay, so we have to find out x bar. Okay, we have to find out x bar. Okay, so what is the x bar? X bar is equal to a1 x1 plus a2 x2 divided by a1 plus a2. Okay, what is that? A1 is equal to 10 into 2, which is equal to 20. What is that? A2 is equal to 8 into 2, which is equal to 16. What is that? A1 x1 is equal to 20 into, what is that? x1, which is 5. Okay, 20 into 5, which is equal to 100. What is that? A2 x2, which is equal to 16 into 1, which is equal to 16. Okay. Therefore, sigma AX, which is equal to this AX is equal to A1 x1 plus A2 x2, which is equal to 100 plus 16. Okay. What is sigma A? Sigma A is equal to 20 plus 16, which is equal to 36. Therefore, x bar is equal to A1 x1 plus A2 x2 divided by A1 plus A2, which is equal to 116, that is 116. 116 divided by 36, which is equal to, that also is equal to 3.22 centimeter. So, which indicates that from this reference axis, the new vertical centroidal axis is this one. So, I am marking that one. Okay. That is 3.22. Okay. So, this is G Y Y. I am indicating as this is G Y Y. Okay. So now we have to find out moment of inertia of this area about the centroidal vertical axis Y Y. Therefore, the moment of inertia of this whole area about the vertical centroidal axis Y Y can be represented as IGYY, which is equal to dB cube by 12 of individual component plus AH square. Okay. So in order to distinguish that H I am putting this is AHX in order to distinguish that one. Stop. So this is our lamina. So this is our initial reference axis x1. This is our y1, and we found that the horizontal centroidal axis for the whole lamina is at a distance 3.22 from this reference axis. Similarly, in the vertical centroidal axis from this reference axis also it is 3.22. Okay, so this is this is our new reference axis. With respect to this reference axis GXX, we already found IGXX. Okay. With respect to this reference axis, which is GYY, that we have to find out. Okay. I am taking the first component 1. This is our new reference axis. For the first component, this will be 5 and this also 5 because total distance is 10. Therefore, its own vertical centroidal axis from this reference axis, this is 5 and this is 5. Therefore, we have to find out the distance between these two. So this can be found out by from here to here it is 5. 5 minus this 3.22. Okay. And similarly for this one, you have to find out this distance. Okay. From here to here it is 3.22, and from here to here it is 1. Therefore, you have to find out this value, that is this distance you have to find out. Okay, this distance is this is equal to 3.22 difference this one. Okay, that value. So here it is 5 minus 3.22. Here it is 3.22, difference 1. Okay. So for the first component, B is equal to 10 and D is equal to 2. Therefore area is 20. What about X? It is 5. So already I have shown it is 5. It is 5. From this reference axis to its vertical centroidal axis, the distance is 5. Therefore it is 5. Okay. Then what is that AX? It is 20 into 5, which is 100. Okay. And you have to find out HX. Then one. And about the second one, B is equal to 2. D is equal to 8. Area is 16. Okay. Then what about the X, which is 1? So therefore this value is 16 into 1. Therefore it is 16. And here sigma A is equal to 20 plus 16, which is equal to 36. Okay. And here sigma AX is equal to 100 plus 16, which is equal to 116. Therefore Y bar, not Y bar, therefore X bar is equal to A1 X1 plus A2 X2 divided by A1 plus A2, which is equal to, and this value you will get 116 divided by this one, that is 36, which is equal to 3.22. Right? Okay, so here Hx is equal to X minus X bar, that is 5 minus 5 difference 3.22, and for the second component it is 1 difference 3.22. Okay, and 1 difference 3.22. So here the value is minus 2.22, and this is equal to D 2 into, what is that, B 10 cube divided by 12. Okay, what about here? That is D value is 8 into B 2 cube divided by 12. Okay, and what about here? A is equal to 20 into Hx, that is 1.78 whole square. And what about here? Area is 16 into minus 2.22 the whole square, minus 2.22 square. So as per the parallaxis theorem, and we can see that IGYY, that is IGYY, that is this is the centroidal vertical axis we are considering. Okay, that is IGYY is equal to moment of inertia of individual component about its centroidal axis plus area of that component into square of distance between the reference axis considered as well as the centroidal axis of that individual component. So this always will have in your mind that concept. Therefore, so as we are considering the vertical axis, IGY is equal to dBq by 12. Okay, and here it is AHX square. So for the first component, we have to 2 into 10 cube divided by 12. For the second component, it is 8 into 2 cube divided by 12. And for the first component, AH square, that is 20 into, what is that, HX? HX is the difference between that X minus X bar. So 1.78 square. There you will get 63.368. Similarly, for the second component, you will get the value 78.85. And finally, on adding these two, you will get, for the first component, it is 180.028. For the second component, it is 84.18. So we have to add these two values in order to find out the moment of inertia of this whole lamina about the vertical centroidal axis. Okay. The whole process I am repeating once again. So this is our initial figure. You have to divide it into individual component. you have to consider first reference axis, and with respect to that reference axis, you have to find out the horizontal centroidal axis of the whole lamina. Okay, and with that value, you have to find out the moment of inertia of this whole lamina about the new horizontal centroidal axis, and the procedure is as shown this table. Okay, and similarly, you have to consider a new axis y1, and with respect to that one, you have to find out the vertical centroidal axis of the whole lamina. Okay, so after that, with respect to that vertical centroidal axis, you have to find out moment of inertia of the whole lamina. So for that purpose, you have to follow this table. Okay, I think the concept is clear to you. Thank you.